Welcome back to the Lateral Move channel. My name is Tony, and today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I wanted to review a song, actually, by Massive Man. Massive Man, in my opinion, is a massively underrated artist. Massive Man is a rapper, and generally I'm not huge on rap music, but I think he's actually really good. His lyrics are very good, and he enunciates all his words, so you can actually understand what he's saying while he's saying it. Looking at his little bio here, you can see that he specifically wants to address life's toughest issues head on, such as bullying, depression, drug abuse, and domestic violence. And I think that's really important to talk about, especially from the male perspective. I know kind of the stereotype is men hide their feelings, they don't really talk about it that much. And especially in this industry, everything is glorifying masculinity and not having any real feelings and, just doing everything for the vanity of it, showing off that, you're a real tough guy. And this is just such an open vulnerability. It's nice to hear from a new perspective. So I figured we'd just go through it kind of line by line, and I'll talk about what I think is interesting, what I don't think is interesting, and kind of how it plays into real life, and how the lyrics can help you to work through depression. Again, the song is called Fallen Angel. It's by Massive Man and Mac Harrison. Let's get into it.
Hi depression, how you been? It's been a long time we meet again.
I've been good, the fuck you been up to though? Lately you look like you're unstoppable.
So here in these first couple lines you can see this whole song is going to be a back and forth, a conversation between the artist, Massive Man, and depression. So depression here I believe is characterized through Mac Harrison, and what we have at the very start is a man who has been on a very high note for a while. He looks like he's unstoppable. And now, as he's been going through life, depression has been sneaking back up and just coming to the forefront of his mind. And he's now acknowledging it at this point in time.
You must just not have checked your messages. I've been trying to get to you desperately. It's time you came and repaid your debt to me.
So, here in these next couple lines, I've been trying to get to you desperately. It's time you came and repaid your debt to me. This is basically his way of saying depression always comes back. It always rears its head. And it comes back with a vengeance, right? It comes back thinking that you have a debt that's owed. And it's going to come and it's going to collect.
I just want to be left in peace. Why the fuck you gotta mess with me? So sick and tired of you testing me. Don't get to smile, don't get to sleep.
So that's a really interesting line. I think that's very indicative of someone who's actually dealt with depression, or at least has dealt with someone who has dealt with it. And just the I'm sick and tired of you testing me, don't get to smile, don't get to sleep is really interesting, because a lot of the time, people with depression, they'll struggle to get out of bed and they'll struggle to go do things, but they also have this dichotomy of they can't sleep, and it's just their mind is racing and they're so tired, but they can't actually rest, and it kind of just makes the depression worse. And then as it gets worse, they can't smile, they can't enjoy the things they're used to enjoying, the things they regularly enjoy. Right, they can't do anything they want, and it just feels like someone's messing with them, with their mind, all the time.
Sounds like you just need stress relief. Cut yourself or maybe take some pills, cause no one cares if you die or live. A waste of space, another useless soul. The world is better if you just go.
That's a really good one, talking about how people self-medicate rather than going and getting professional help or going and getting, any kind of help, really. It's easier to self-medicate in most cases, but it's not going to be as effective because you're doing something that's just taking the edge off. It's superficially making things better, but it's not actually helping as you cut under the surface. And as you do that, because it's not actually helping anything, what you're actually doing is letting the problem fester and get worse. And as the problem, in this case, depression, right, it can be really bad if you let it get bad. As it gets worse, you'll start to have these thoughts of, you're a waste of space, no one cares if you die or live, you're another useless soul, and that just simply isn't the case. But the thought can grip. It can grip onto you, and it just won't let go.
Why you an asshole, making it easy? As long as I'm breathing, my family needs me.
Give it a week and they'll forget you're gone. Forget your name, forget your songs.
So, yep, there it is, the struggle between it of, I know people need me, I know people love me, and they want me around, and they'll be sad if I go. But the depression makes it so easy to go down that train of thought and just find a way to convince yourself that it doesn't matter, that they don't matter, they don't care about you, and you're worthless. So it's time.
You think you love, but that's just a lie. I cross my heart and I hope you die. You can't cope with this, you can't cope with change. You got knots to tie, you got ropes to hang.
And there it is. That's the kind of thing that you will think of is just, you can't cope with this change or whatever it happens to be, and you've got things to do, right? In this case, knots to tie and ropes to hang, and that's just the paraphrase of getting ready to commit that act. And obviously I can't say it on YouTube, but it's just a terrible thing to even think about, let alone be in such a low point in life where you can justify it to yourself. And that's really the disheartening thing that this song really got right, in my opinion.
But what do I do when I can't get a job and I can't get the fuck out my house? I'm losing it slowly, my life is unfolding, and this isn't what I'm about.
And that's a really good one because it also shows that sometimes it's things that are outside of your control that can be the kind of inciting incident into what causes a flare-up of the depression, right? I can't get out of my house, whether that's because of depression that you're already suffering from, or, maybe you injured yourself. What do I do when I can't get a job, right? You lose your job, maybe you didn't have one in the first place, but now as you progressively apply for jobs and just keep getting rejected, or whatever it happens to be, now it's making it impossible for you to come to grasp with terms that it'll happen eventually. You just need to keep working for it, right? It might not be what you want, but you'll make something and you'll make it happen, and it will happen. You just need to keep putting that effort in. And you know that you shouldn't be thinking this way, right? The line, this isn't what I'm about. You know that things are going to be better, and you know that eventually you'll get to a point where you're happy in life, but you're bogged down in it at the moment. But you want to keep going, and it's just that struggle between the two thoughts.
Whoa, tone it down, you're gonna bust a vein. It's just your fate, this isn't just a phase. I'm drawn to you, and you belong to me. I hope you see that now you're stuck with me.
That's another good line of just, I hope you see now you're stuck with me. And it just shows that you can't cure depression, right? You can treat it, you can really get it under control, you can manage it very well, but you can't really get rid of it altogether. The best you can do with the right help is get it under control. But when it's not under control, when you have this flare up, it feels like your fate, right? It's not just a phase, it's your fate. Do those sins that it's asking you to do, that it's telling you to do.
The voice inside your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will make you just another fallen angel.
Get the fuck out of my head!
So yeah, just the voice in your head, I'm the poison in your veins, right? It's that other little voice that's telling you you're worthless and you don't mean anything, and it's just trying to get under your skin and get to you and get you to be upset. And same thing with the poison in your veins is it's going to slowly creep through. It's going to take over your whole body, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And I toy with your emotions. I take pleasure in your pain. Right? When you're struggling with depression, it twists all of the emotions in your body, so you physically can't feel happy. Right? Everything is not even necessarily upset. It's just you can't feel good. Right? At best you're looking at neutral, and it's really unfortunate because then it feels like it's taking pleasure in your pain.
Hey, hold up, man, I'm not done with you. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Fuck this shit, I'm not comfortable. All I ever do is run from you.
That's another really good line. All I ever do is run from you. And a couple lines up, hold up, man, I'm not done with you. All that shows is if you run, you can't, right? You can hide for a little bit, but you can't ever get rid of it. So it's much better to face it head on and deal with it and learn how to control it, how to manage it as best you can. Otherwise, it's just going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and it's going to be this perpetual issue that never gets better and is always in the back of your mind, and it will just ruin the rest of your life.
I can't accept this, I crave acceptance. I stay expecting the same exact thing, the same rejection, the same deflection, the same infection. My brain's defective.
And that's another good instance of how you feel when you're suffering at the moment is you feel like you're infected. You have you're constantly under rejection, right? People are constantly deflecting you in some way, right? You feel like your brain is defective, and it just keeps you in the same mindset of I can't get out, it's never going to get better. So it's always trying to take you down this one specific road, and it's always that battle of trying to get yourself into a different lane so you can go down a different road.
Don't you want to come play with me? We can see the world, at least the darker side of it. I got in and left a mark inside your head. I'm not leaving till the heart comes out your chest.
So this line is saying we can see the world, at least a darker side of it, and it's basically saying you can go out and you can experience all the things you've ever wanted to do, and your brain won't allow you to take anything good away from it, right? You can go to your dream vacation and all you're going to think of is, oh, it rained when I wanted to be on the beach. Oh, there were too many bugs out, I couldn't go outside. Oh, there was this and that, and everything is just, it's twisted into a dark version of what it should be, of what it could be. And it leaves these stains, these marks inside your head that is a constant reminder of what you're struggling with and how you feel and how nothing's good, and it's just trying to stay there and corrupt you from the inside.
I've seen your soul, it isn't worth you keeping it. And your incompleteness is what's been completing me. The voice inside your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will make you just another fallen angel.
Get the fuck out of my head!
And I like that fallen angel line, and I know it's the title of the song, but it really just speaks to this, you should think of yourself in this positive light. And when depression has a hold of you, right, it's leading you down this road that will inevitably turn you into a fallen angel, right? You died, maybe not in a physical regard necessarily, but in a spiritual regard or in a psychological regard. It's just some part of you is gone, and you don't see that light anymore.
I see dark on the brightest day, I fight the pain. I just want to gain some confidence, locked in a motherfucking box on top as a rock. I don't know how I got in this.
That's a good line, and I fight the pain, I just want to gain some confidence. That shows you're looking for something inside, and it kind of calls back to a different line a little bit before, where it feels like when you're struggling with depression, right, you're looking for all this outside validation, you're looking for external ways to make yourself feel better, but in reality what you need is that internal confidence. You need to find some sort of internal validation that's going to keep you on track and keep you from going down the road that the depression is trying to make you go down. And locked in a box with a rock on top is a really interesting way to think of that, of just, right, you're trapped in this box, and that external validation is going to be someone taking the rock off and opening the box for you and helping you out. But what you really need is from inside the box. You need to learn how to get the rock off and open it, which obviously it's a lot easier said than done. But that's a pretty good metaphor for how you need to change your worldview when you're dealing with something like this.
I do.
Fuck you, fuck everyone else in the whole world. Hopping on the edge and I'm unsure. I have been feeling like something is building inside of me, killing me slowly. I feel like I'm dying.
So this is kind of as we get to the end of the song here, you can see at the start he was on top of life, and depression was just starting to creep back in, and we've kind of gone through the story essentially of how depression works. And now as we come to the end of the song, we come to the end of the depression, and it's F everyone else in the whole world. I've been on the edge and I'm unsure. It feels like something is building inside. And that just is showing you the progressive toll that depression takes, especially if you're not treating it appropriately. Right? It's slowly going to build and build and build until it causes you to do something you either will regret, or just it's going to take this unbelievable toll that's going to make it impossible for you to crawl out of the pit that it has dug for you.
And I have been trying to deal with the stress. Life is a mess. I wish I've been blessed. I wish I was
Dead.
Maybe you're right.
You know that I'm right.
I'm sick of my life.
You sick of your life? Well, come with me now. We can end it tonight.
We can end it tonight.
And that right there shows just where you get to, the place in your mind that you get to where you can think of just, all you can think of is, I'm sick of life, I'm sick of life, I could end it tonight. And then you have the impulsive feelings of, we can end it tonight, let's end it tonight. And it makes me think of stories, usually of people who jump off of things, of they know as soon as they let go that they regretted everything about that decision they just made, and it gives them this new appreciation for life. But in the moment before they let go, all they could think about was, I am worthless, I hate the world hates me, it would be a better place if I was not in it. And that's all they want to do, is just end the suffering. But at the end of the day, if they could think one day past where they're at right now, they would realize that that would be a huge mistake.
The voice inside your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will take you. You could be my fallen angel.
So those last two lines are a really good way to end it, I feel like. Because the second to last line, and I will take you, that shows the undeniable fact that depression is going to be with you forever. You're essentially unable to get rid of it. Right? Some people might be able to control it to such a point where it feels like they don't have it, but it's always going to be there. It might just be the smallest bit. It might just rear up in the most stressful, unfortunate of moments, but it's always going to be there. But then the last line of, you could be my fallen angel, right? That's not, you will be my fallen angel. That's a way of saying, if you don't deal with it, you don't treat it right, you don't get the proper help, you could go down that road that's going to lead to the end of you. But you don't have to. You can get help. You can deal with it. And it's just a matter of how much work are you going to put in? How much work can you put in? What does your family look like? What does your friend group look like? Do you have any sort of support structure? That's kind of the important thing, is if you have a reason. And I know some people, It could be the smallest thing. It could be, well, my dog is going to be sad if I don't come back. And your dog might be sad, but are they going to be sad in the way you're thinking of it? Probably not. But that one thought could be enough to make someone not go through with what they want to and stop and get the help that they need. And I think that's a really good lesson to take away from this, of you might deal with it, maybe even you're probably going to deal with it. But in the end, you can deal with it and you can beat it, right? You're not going to get rid of it, but you can beat it and you can win. And everyone is going to thank you. Everyone's going to think of you for the better for that. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you think we earned it. And remember, depression is a lateral move.